It is Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. And this is the Hello, Mr. President segment of the show where we focus on problems you're facing in your community and also asking policymakers why they've not fixed those problems for you. Again, if you've not yet sent us your videos, just take out your phone and record an up to 1 minute video and send it to us. The email is hellomrpresidenttv@gmail.com. You can also WhatsApp it to us at 0550585832. And throughout this segment, if we discuss topics that you are facing in your community as well, you can use the hashtag Breakfast Daily for us to know how the problems you're discussing differ from what you're experiencing, as well as send us messages through our WhatsApp line 0550585832. We'll take a look at the first message we received.
Congratulating the President for catering for our light and water bills for the rest of the year. But it's quite unfortunate that our taps do not flow frequently. It flows once in a week. However, with this COVID-19 precautionary measures, we are supposed to wash our hands in the running water. But here lies the case, we don't have the taps flowing. We don't have any running water to wash our hands. However, how do we abide by this coronavirus measures? So I plead with the government, if there is anything he can do to help us with our taps flowing each and every day, we'll be very happy. Thank you.
So from the very early days in March, when we recorded our first few cases of coronavirus in this country, the president informed us that we need to stay clean. And part of staying clean is having access to running water to ensure that you wash your hands with clean running water and soap. Part of the measures the government put in place was to ensure that we get free access to water so that we have no excuse to say, because we didn't have running water, we did not wash our hands, and so we've spread the virus. Now, the problem a lot of people are facing in this country is, since this free water initiative started, many communities have not had access to water. So how exactly do we clean our hands? How exactly do we stay clean as a people if we don't have access to running water? Ghana Company Limited has issued several statements saying they are working on it week in, week out. We hear stories of people having to pay more money than they were paying before this free water initiative started to ensure they have access to water. And water is a basic necessity. You need water to cook. You need water to drink. You need water to wash your hands. So when people don't have access to water, how exactly are they supposed to function? How are they supposed to comply by the protocols? So we're going to get in touch with the head of PRO at the Ghana Water Company Limited, Mr. Stanley Marte, and he will let us know exactly what has been happening since March this year that is contributing to Ghanaians not getting access to constant running water. And if communities don't have constant running water, how exactly do we expect the Ghanaian citizenry to be able to wash their hands? Now, if you're experiencing a similar problem in your community, if you've not had water, consistent flow of water since March, please let us know the exact community you are in, the kind of frustrations you're experiencing. Send it to us. Our hashtag again is Breakfast Daily, and our WhatsApp line is 0550585832. I'm going to check if Mr. Stanley Marte is on the line with us now. Good morning. And how are you?
Yeah, thank you. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm fine. We've received messages from some of our viewers, and this specific person lives in La, that they've not had constant running water for months. Can you please explain to us what exactly is going on?
Okay, thank you very much. I think for a very long time, we've been talking about the water challenges within the system. And for most areas, do not have constant flow of water. And there are a number of reasons to that. One, there's a serious gap between demand and supply. So, for instance, the demand for water far outstrips our production, or the production for the three treatment plants that serve the greater Accra region. So obviously, we can't get water flowing to every part of the country or every part of the region 24/7. So it's one of the major reasons. The other reason is that most of our pipelines are quite old. Okay, so every time there are high pressures, some of them give way, and we need to isolate those areas and then have them repaired, because we can't repair the lines while water is flowing through. Okay. Now the other aspect is that because of the difference between the demand and supply, we've had to do water demand management within the system, such that we serve some areas for 3 or 4 days, and then some other areas around that time will be isolated, and then we isolate the first area and then we serve the second area. So for instance, area B gets water like 3 or 4 days, and then we isolate them, and then area A also gets another 3 or 4 days, and then area C also gets another 3 or 4 days. So averagely, every area gets water like averagely it's like 4 days. Okay, so yes, it's a fact that there isn't constant flow of water in all areas in Accra, and I think we all know this because we've been so for a very long time. The only way we can bridge this gap is to expand our treatment plants. So we need to expand Riga, we need to expand Sound, and there are plans for that expansion. For instance, the Pong phase 2, after the China Disease project, is being worked out so that at least that project can also begin. Then we can have some more water into the system. There are also plans to expand Riga, and so when those ones are done, then we can bridge the gap between demand and supply within the greater Accra region. But until it is done, we need to manage the system as it is at the moment.
Okay, so let's zone in now to a community like La, where perhaps maybe someone, when the water was running constantly and we're not getting free water from government, let's say, for instance, someone was paying 10, 20 cedis a month. Now they don't have constant running water. When the water tankers come, they charge them. We've heard stories of people paying 3 to 4 times more to get water from water tankers than when government decided to offer us free water. Is there any solution in the interim to ensure that people in these communities will have access? Because the reason why we are even providing the free water in the first place is to ensure that they are able to comply by the COVID-19 protocols and stay safe. But if they don't have constant access to water, what are they supposed to do?
Okay, so to solve some of these challenges, we mounted over 700 water tanks within in the whole country, and La wasn't an exception. The La also had some polytanks mounted in that area. We are serving those polytanks with via tankers, so that the people could go there to fetch for free. Now the challenge in La is because of its location, such that it lies at the end of all the distribution links. And so we have that challenge. And so everything is being done so that they could have they could have enough water flow to the community. So as of now, we are doing our best. We are serving them through the via tankers. We are serving them through the pipelines. But there's some rationing going on, so obviously some areas wouldn't get water at certain periods. But we know that the water we serve in that area should be enough if we are storing the water. Okay, so we are encouraging everybody that store water whilst water is flowing. So the event where water isn't flowing, then you can resort to your storage. But if you want to depend on water flowing through the tap all the time, that would be a bit difficult. And for a very long time, we've been doing this education. So I'll be surprised if there are people in that area who are so dependent directly on depending on water directly from the tap all the time.
Yeah, but you do need water from the tap, right? And so is there a kind of schedule that you have available so people know that, okay, we will cut your water Wednesdays and Fridays, and the rest of the week you have running water, so they know that, okay, this is what we have for this community, and this is how we can also meet Ghana Water Company Limited halfway?
Yeah, yes, I mean, this information is out there, and they are all aware of the programs in that area, so they know when exactly they are supposed to get water.
Okay, is it possible to repeat it for us? Okay, you don't have, because they are watching and they would have.
I don't have the schedule because I can't speak to it now, but they are all aware because it's not just a week or it's not something that started a week or two. It's been there for a while, so they are all aware.
Okay,
and they are aware that. The water that will flow constantly. That is why we keep encouraging them that store water whilst water is flowing. We are also doing our best with the poly water tanks that is mounted in the area, and our expectation is that people will go there to fetch water when they need it. But then they should do well to store water while water is flowing.
Okay,
the other aspect also is that when they are best or repair work to be done in the area. Obviously, we need to isolate the area and have a repair. Okay, so our expectation is that they will bear with the situation while we try to solve all challenges and then improve on flow to that area. Thank you.
Okay, is there a number they can contact if they are experiencing issues with even lack of water in the tankers you've provided?
Vodafone, for the first number is for Vodafone holders only. So it's either Vodafone cell line or the Vodafone landline. And if you call 0800 40,000, that line is free for Vodafone users.
Okay.
0800 40,000. So 0800 40,000.
Okay.
And for all other networks, it is 0302 218 240. 0302218240. And then we have cell numbers that work 24/7. Anytime you call, you'll be attended to. And that is 020-738-5087.
Okay.
And there are 4 numbers and they follow. So 020-738-5087, and then it follows 8889 and then 90. So if you call our call center, they'll take your complaint and then and send it to the appropriate process, and that will be rectified immediately. And then they will request a feedback from you to see whether you are satisfied with the job that has been done.
All right.
So we are doing our best.
Are there any timelines you can provide us finally so that we have an idea of when we can... Sorry, can you hear me?
People are using water.
Yes.
Okay, and they are using more water than either to the well. Okay, so it's make consumption of consumption has risen. Okay, we are working on the percentage increase of like since April.
Yes.
We've seen a rise, not even a steady, but an astronomical rise in the consumption.
But finally, are there any timelines you can provide us as... Can you hear me, Mr. Stanimate?
People are really using it. And then, or maybe...
are you there?
Because of the COVID, people are washing hands more and taking their baths more.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Perfect. Are there any timelines you can provide us as far as when Ghanaians can start getting constant running water through their taps again?
It is very difficult for me to sit here and to say that all Ghanaians will get constant flow of water at a particular day. What I can say is that we have a vision, okay, to have 100% access to water by year 2025.
Okay.
And then with the SDG, we are also supposed to get water. We access water should be by 100% by the year 2030. Now, the Ghana Water Company Limited, with our ministry and government, are doing everything possible so that we can meet these targets.
Okay.
So, if I have to say anything, then I can go by these targets.
So in 5-6 years is when we will. Okay.
Or 2030, everybody should have access to water.
Okay.
Now, you also will have to bear in mind that access to water doesn't mean that you are going to have water in your home.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
fine. Within a certain radius, you are going to get
access to water.
Within a certain radius from your home, you should have access to water. And
Okay.
we are seriously working towards that. And we expect you to bear with us.
All right.
And that is why we keep saying that let us pay our bills promptly.
Okay.
The Ghana Water Company.
We have to wrap you up now because we've run out of time. Thank you very much.
Into the communities and all that. Government also support us in the expansion of our treatment plants and then building of new treatment plants and all that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Stanley Mate is the Chief Manager and PR at and communications at the Ghana Water Company Limited. And as he said, there's a large demand for water now, so they are having issues with the supply, which means that some of us will have to endure days without water. So on days when your taps are flowing, try and store as much water as you can, and we all have to do the little we can till we get to a point where we all have constant water running out of our taps. Let's take a look at the next message we received.
Mr. President, we dear yes, Ropa, from Kwame Nkrumah Nkrofwa to Salma. A quaning your cry into Mr. President, yes, Ropa, Papa, the baby, I will be a Bashana ye be before quine, whom I am saying, I were here, ye brepa, see here.
So this issue has to do with the roads in Elembele, and I want us to take a look at the video again because we've received so many stories relating to this particular road. So we'll take a look at that video again and continue the conversation.
Mr. President, we dear yes, Ropa, from Kwame Nkrumah Nkrofwa to Salma. A quaning your cry into Mr. President, yes, Ropa, Papa, the baby, I will be a Bashana ye be before quine, whom I am saying, I were here, ye brepa, see here. Mr. President, we dear yes, Ropa, from Kwame Nkrumah Nkrofwa to Salma. A quaning your cry into Mr. President, yes, Ropa, Papa, the baby, I will be a Bashana ye be before quine, whom I am saying, I were here, ye brepa, see here. Mr.
So that is the road that leads to Kwame Nkrumah's hometown. The people there are primarily cocoa farmers. There are so many economic opportunities that could come to that place if we fix the roads. For instance, Kwame Nkrumah's hometown could be a great tourist attraction. Kwame Nkrumah is a big brand globally. When you talk about Ghana's independence, the independence of Africa in general, and black freedom, people would want to come into this country and find out where this man is from, where did he grow up. And they have to deal with this terrible road getting to his hometown. They are cocoa growers. Cocoa is one of the raw materials we depend on as a nation to develop this country. If we are able to fix that road, there's so much they can do with just the cocoa production alone to feed themselves and their families. We've heard stories of women struggling to get to hospitals on this road. We've heard stories of cars refusing to drive on that road. Our colleague, Akwesi J. Enin, spoke to the DCE of this area, and this is what he had to say.
You realize that the contractor is doing clearing because you have to clear before the form. That's an 18-month contract. That is on the consolidated fund. It's one of the critical routes. We have two critical route projects in this district. We have Teleku Bukazu to Eniben Junction, which is a 30.5 kilometers road currently being constructed by Memphis. And then there is Telekubukazu to Inasi, which passes through where we are. As you can see, this road is there. It has been deteriorating. Now, Memphis is fixing it right from Telekubukazu all the way to Inasi. All of them have 18-month duration. The contract was signed in February 2020, this year, for 18 months. So we are looking at 18 months from February 2020.
So that's Mr. Kwesi Bonzo, who's the DCE of Elembele. And honestly, after 10, 20 years of this road being what it is, there's absolutely no excuse. This government has been in power for almost 4 years. Kwame Nkrumah, let's even take the Kwame Nkrumah part aside. The people in this community are Ghanaian citizens who deserve to contribute the best they can to the development of this country. That road directly hinders their productivity. They can't move from point A to point B on this terrible road. They can't achieve much. We're trying to get the DCE to talk to us. We've called him several times. He has not picked up. We're going to revisit this issue next week because we need answers to why that road has still not been fixed in a community that has a lot of potential to generate revenue, not only for the people who live there, but for the entire country. This, again, is the Hello, Mr. President segment on Breakfast Daily. This is an opportunity for you to bring us into your community. Whatever problems you're facing, are your roads bad? Are your schools terrible? What's going on with water situation, electricity? Bring us into your home by taking a 1-minute video and showing us exactly what's happening within your community. Send that email to us at hellomrpresidenttv@gmail.com or via WhatsApp 0550-585832. And every Wednesday at 9:30 on Breakfast Daily, we'll show the entire world and call the policymakers who are supposed to solve those problems to answer to the issues that you're facing.